There is new information from the IRS for SSI and SSDI recipients to get the extra stimulus money they are entitled to for dependent children. This came in a press release from the IRS on August 14th. It announced it would reopen the registration period for certain federal benefit recipients who didn't receive that extra $500 per child in stimulus benefits that was authorized by the CARES Act. Now, for most people, the $1,200 in stimulus funds was automatic. But for others who weren't tax filers, who were receiving SSI or SSDI, there was a more involved process to try to get your stimulus money. And the IRS had a really quick turnaround time for opening up what they called a non-filer portal, a place for people who don't file taxes to go and ask for the stimulus money they were entitled to under the CARES Act. Well, for people that have dependent children, it was even harder because that deadline came and went quite quickly back in May. Well, the IRS has changed its mind and has responded to requests to reopen that portal to make it available for individuals to go in, ask for the extra $500 per dependent child in stimulus money, and that portal will now be open through September 30th. So let's refresh our memory of who's eligible to go to this non-filer portal and ask for the extra $500 in stimulus money per dependent child. People who have qualifying children who are receiving Social Security benefits, which either could be Social Security retirement, Social Security survivor benefits, or disability, people who get SSI, some people who get railroad retirement, or a specific VA benefit, the Veterans Association compensation and pension benefit. If you fall into any of these categories of federal benefit recipient and you did not file a tax return in 2018 or 2019, and you have a qualifying child, which means someone under the age of 17, and you did not already add information into that non-filer tool for at least yourself and one child, then you are the person that should go to that non-filer tool now before September 30th and start going through the registration process to get that extra $500 per dependent child. Now, if you already did use that non-filer tool for yourself or at least one other child, you don't need to take any steps. The IRS has your information and will be processing those requests. There is a process on paper if somebody is not able to access that non-filer tool and do all of the information online. You still have to go to the website and print the forms. We give you the link in the description below of the non-filer portal and how to print the forms if you want to mail this in. It is recommended to do it online. It is a faster process than relying on the US mail, but it is still an option. Now, let's say September 30th comes and goes and you haven't taken any action. Then your only other opportunity to get this extra $500 in stimulus per dependent child is to file a tax return in 2021 for the 2020 tax year. When will the money be received? The IRS is estimating right now that it will come around mid-October. Now remember, stimulus payments are not counted as income for public benefits programs or taxes or even marketplace eligibility. It is considered an advance on a tax credit. It is not counted as income. Now, some of you may be wondering why the change of heart. Well, it took a lawsuit to get the IRS to change its mind. There was Community Legal Services of Philadelphia was joined with the Villanova University Federal Tax Law Clinic and some other law firms. A hearing was actually scheduled for August 17th to understand why families were not given the opportunity beyond that early close date of the portal to get the money that was written into the law for. And these are the most vulnerable populations that were having a harder time getting the stimulus money than the population more generally. That hearing was scheduled for the 17th. The IRS went ahead and issued their press release on the 14th, right before the hearing, opened up that portal on the 15th, and it does stay open now until September 30th. Like we said, there's some information in the description below, including that IRS press release announcing the reopening of the portal, how to get to that non-filer portal. It is linked up right on the IRS homepage. If you go to irs.gov, there is a top right button that says non-filer portal, and for enter information here, it's a big button that'll get you started. We also give you the process for using paper instead of the tool like we mentioned, and a little bit more information on that lawsuit if you are interested. It was quoted in the Washington Post. We share that in the description below.